Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone who all learned the truth of the gospel of Yahawashi from. And peace, love, salutations, and blessings to the house of David, which is the elect, the men, women, and children that are predestined to receive salvation and to be the first fruits of the kingdom of heaven, which is the kingdom of Israel. It's the brother Tazwam. Just wanted to touch on this article, video that I just came across. Before I do that, let me get this scripture here in the book of Job, chapter 13, verse 4. It says, "But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value." There's another scripture. Let's get that. I believe it's in 2 Timothy, if I'm not mistaken. First Timothy chapter 1. First Timothy chapter 6, verse 20. "O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoid profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science falsely so called." And the last one here, 2 Thessalonians chapter 8, chapter 2, verse 9. "Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders." You go into that word lying, it's pseudo, okay? Which is intentional conscience and intentional falsehood. And that's all that this devil is doing with this sicky Vicky, okay? Conscience and intentional falsehood. "And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie." And the majority of these Babylonians are believing the lie, are falling for the okey-doke, are being deceived into complying, bowing the knee to Esau Edom through his mainstream media, okay, and to ultimately be subjugated to the framework of the beast system, because that's what this whole thing is all about, which the prophets have been warning you since this whole thing, even before this whole thing began. But as we are coming to the end of this world, the end of this age, Esau is coming down with that wrath because he knows he has but a short time. And the truth, actually, let me get that as well. The truth is flourishing in these last days, okay? But the only ones who are of the truth, the only ones who are preordained to receive the understanding of the truth will be able to overcome it. Where is it at? So bear with me. Do it this way. Okay. 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 27. It says, "For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which hath been so long without fruit, shall be declared." And that is what is being declared right now. So this is coming from naturalnews.com. "CDC admits natural immunity offers better protection than Sicky Vicky dragon juice." The CDC is admitting natural immunity provides better protection against sicky Vicky than the experimental dragon juice, just a week after Dr. Anthony Fauci failed to explain why a person who recovered from Crown Royale should still get the dragon juice. And now I'm just going to play this, and you're going to see it for yourself.
There was a study that came out of Israel about...
You're going to see for yourself that the lies, all right, and this is us, supposed to be CNN. We're supposed to be a so-called democratic-friendly a news network, all right? So they're supposed to be allies of Anthony Fauci. But the Lord is throwing monkey wrenches left and right into their agenda. All right, because hey, there's a scripture that tells you. Let's get that real quick, Salakia. All right, let the scripture speak. There's a scripture that says here in the book of Job again, chapter 5, verse 12. It says, He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. All right, and this is why ultimately, Esau is going to have to, the Lord is going to have Esau do something, completely outrageous in order to justify himself to bringing in that charagma, because with every step they try to take toward this agenda, they are, being found out to be liars. Okay? There's another scripture that speaks about that as well. Deuteronomy 33, verse 29. Happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, a people saved by YAHAWAH, by Hashem Yahawashi, the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency. And thine enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places. Okay, and we're finding our enemies to be liars. And even on their own platforms, they're being exposed. As it is also written that the Lord will, Salakia, I keep going back, but, it's just the Spirit that just, feeding me these precepts as I'm speaking. Psalm chapter 64, verse 8. I'm going to start at 7. It says, start at 6. It says, they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. But the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow. Okay? And the Lord is shooting at them with these arrows of truth, while they're trying to spread deceit and lies and falsehoods and science falsely so-called all across the earth to manipulate, coerce, and fear people into bowing the knee, okay, worshiping the image. The Lord is having their own tongues fall upon them, which is about to say, suddenly they shall be wounded. So shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. All right, and all that see this devil for what he is, this untrustworthy forger of lies, okay, liar, all right, false science, they're all going to flee away from this devil. All right, and that's why they're coming down with more draconian, more strict, more mandates, because people are not just willingly doing what this serpent is trying to deceive them into doing. Ultimately, because why? Because the truth is flourishing and corruption is being quenched. Deceit is being quenched. All right, so now let's play this right here.
There was a study that came out of Israel about natural immunity, and basically the headline was that natural immunity provides a lot of protection, even better than the vaccines alone. What are people to make of that? So as we talk about vaccine mandates, I get calls all the time. People say, I've already had COVID. I'm protected, and now the study says maybe even more protected than the vaccine alone. Should they also get the vaccine? How do you make the case to them?
You know, that's a really good point, Sanjay. I don't have a really firm answer for you on that. That's something that we're going to have to discuss regarding the durability of the response. The one thing the paper from Israel didn't tell you is whether or not, as high as the protection is with natural infection, what's the durability compared to the durability of a vaccine.
You hear that? Let's run it back again.
There was a study that came out of Israel about natural immunity, and basically the headline was that natural immunity provides a lot of protection, even better than the vaccines alone. What are people to make of that? So as we talk about vaccine mandates, I get calls all the time. People say, I've already had COVID, I'm protected, and now the study says maybe even more protected than the vaccine alone. Should they also get the vaccine? How do you make the case to them?
You know, that's a really good point, Sanjay. I don't have a really firm answer for you on that. That's something that we're going to have to discuss regarding the durability of the response. The one thing the paper from Israel didn't tell you is whether or not, as high as the protection is with natural infection, what's the durability compared to the durability of a vaccine.
Okay, so he didn't have you don't got the answer, Sway. And why is that? Because you can't refute, even though they try to, all right? You can't refute your own studies that you're putting out there is showing something completely different than what you are trying to push as the only way to be protected. All right, because ultimately, and they call it what, natural immunity. And who is the creator of nature? Who is the creator of your immune system? So no matter how much Esau thinks he is the Most High, that his technology and his knowledge, why the scripture says what? The pride of thine heart has deceived him. It also is written that he trusted in wickedness. Okay, I believe that's in the book of Isaiah, chapter 47. Let's get that real quick. Isaiah chapter 47, verse 10. It says, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, and thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. And that's what they've been saying with this whole dragon juice. That dragon juice is the only way for you to be protected. And if you don't get the dragon juice, then you're just not gonna make it. But yet, here it is. Your natural immunity, your natural immune system provides, as it says here, it appears as if the CDC is aware that natural immunity strongs protection as well as the length of protection it provides. In a tweet on Tuesday, sent out on Tuesday, the agency told Vanessa Americans to get tested for the sicky Vicky if they have any symptoms or if they've been exposed to someone with the sicky Vicky. However, in a second tweet added to the first, the agency noted that unvaccinated Americans who already beat Crown Royale in the past 3 months don't need to be tested if they've been exposed to someone carrying the sicky Vicky. Why is that? Because your immunity from being built it up by naturally, by contracting the sicky Vicky, all right, provides a stronger protection than the dragon juice. And here are the tweets right here, September 14th, and from the CDC, back to back. That shows you that they're saying that if you have been exposed within the last 3 months, you don't even need to get tested. The medical establishment has always known natural immunity provides stronger and longer lasting protection against Crown Royale while avoiding the possible adverse reactions that come with the sicky Vicky shots. All right. Sadly, the data will continue to be manipulated and ignored in order for the, boom, to continue their anti-human agenda, which really is the anti-Messiah agenda. because they, as it says here, and we'll close it out with this. They're trying to set themselves up to be the Savior, the Most High. Okay. Second Ezra chapter 2 verse 4. Second Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God. Yeah, natural immunity. Who created that? The creator of man. All right. But no, they exalt and oppose themselves to say, no, what we have is better than your own natural makeup. It says, or that is worshipped. Yeah, worship us, worship our technology, worship what we can do. So that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. All right, but you're seeing that, hey, the Lord is exposing this devil left and right, man. So I just want to bring this out, Lord willing. This was edifying unto the elect. More and more things are going to come. More, as the Lord YAHAWAH said, that everything done in the darkness shall be brought to light. But at that same time, that's going to cause Esau to have more wrath, because nobody is falling. I can't say nobody, but he is being exposed. The truth is flourishing in his world of deceits, and it's destroying everything that he's trying to build towards. Okay, so with that, call Allah Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakakwadash Shalom.